Hello again. We're busy with a series on developing solid character, and today I'm going to talk to you about honesty and integrity. Jesus taught us in Matthew 5 verse 37 that we must live our lives in such a manner that your yes be yes and your no be no. And as Jim Rohn once said, that the essence of integrity is to mean what you say and to say what you mean, to do what you say you're going to do when you say that you're going to do it by, even if nobody is watching. There was a time when telling a lie was a serious offense. It was the days before lawsuits and legal contracts. Those days a person's word was enough to close a deal. To tell somebody that they are dishonest was a very big insult. For hundreds of years, the easiest way to provoke a duel with a sword or a pistol was to tell someone that they were lying. Unfortunately, in the time that we live in today, integrity and honesty is not that common anymore. In fact, the biggest need in the world, whether it is in the marketplace or anywhere else, is people with integrity. It gives me a sense of security knowing that the person that I'm counting on is honorable and trustworthy. Nothing will uphold your reputation more than if you live your life with integrity. We teach our children many things. We teach them to be polite, to say please and thank you. We teach them how to respect other people. We teach them how to make their beds, how to tie their shoelaces, to see what's left, what is right, how to cross a road. But one of the most important things that we must teach our children is to live their lives with integrity. It might not save their lives on a physical scale, but as Psalms 25:21 says, integrity and honesty will protect you. It's a life skill to be learned that does not always come naturally. How do you teach your children integrity? First of all, by being a person of integrity yourself. You can't teach honesty, especially to children, if you're dishonest. It's unfortunately true that you teach what you know, but you inevitably reproduce what you are. That in itself is a very good reason why we should, like David, commit ourselves to lead a life of integrity in our homes. This reminds me of the story of a young Jewish boy raised in Germany. Like most other boys, he had an enormous respect for his father. His father built his whole family life around their Jewish faith. They would go to the synagogue every Sabbath and, as far as possible, tried to comply with all the Jewish laws. When he became a teenager, the family moved to another town in Germany. Unfortunately, there was no synagogue in this town, and all the people there, majority of, belonged to the Lutheran Church. One evening, around the dinner table, his father had announced that they would no longer be Jewish. They will abandon the Jewish faith and become members of the Lutheran Church. The boy was very upset, and he confronted his father and asked him why did he abandon the faith. And his father replied, because it is good for business. The young boy was very disappointed and upset, and his anger made way for bitterness. Years later, he went to England to study, and while he was in England, he wrote a book and he formed his own philosophy. His book would change the history of the world, and a new movement was formed by him in which he describes religion as opium for the people. His followers committed themselves to a life without God, and it influenced half of the people on earth. His name, Karl Marx, the father of communism. One dad without integrity changed the history of the world. Jesus, the one whom we imitate and build our lives on, was the most honest person who ever lived. And not only is he the greatest example of integrity, he knows what goes on in our hearts and where our personal integrity lies. John says in John 1 verse 47, the moment Jesus saw Nathanael for the first time, he proclaimed, there is a man of complete integrity. The question we should ask ourselves, will Jesus be able to say that about me too? Only then do we pass the test of character. I want to encourage you to continuously developing the character trait of honesty and integrity, to intentionally chisel away every opportunity, chisel away everything of dishonesty and something that's not honorable in your lives, so that one day Jesus will be saying about you, just as he said about Nathanael, there is a woman or a man of complete integrity. May you sense God's blessing today.